on last episode.
Another amazing day in UK. And what we're gonna have to do, as you can see, some misalignment here. Radiator traveled with the impact. I will have to raise the radiator a little bit. I'm gonna have to stretch the car slightly out. If you watch the latch, it should be exactly in the middle, and we're not. It's really bad. It needs to move at least 1 to 2 centimeters. And let's just see how the weather's gonna go, because right now it looks pretty bad. So I'm gonna give it about half an hour to see if the weather cools down a little bit, and then I'll come out again. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to remove this crash bar, and once I remove the crash bar, I'll have more access and I'll be able to maneuver the radiator. Because the moment I cannot raise the under radiator tray because there's no movement. I cannot move, as you can see, only because it's touching right there. So there's no movement. So once I remove this crash bar, I'll have more movement on the radiator. So let's do it. These bolts are 14mm bolts. Should be very easy to come out, to be honest. 4 on each side, 2 on top, 2 on bottom, and the same thing on the other side. There is, it's out. And as I thought, this looks like a hand, because there we go, got a nice shiny bolt. Black bolt, shiny bolt, meaning this has been replaced before. But anyway, now you can see we've got much better movement, so I can put things in place where they should be. Meaning I can allocate this, raise the bar, bring it up, and then I install the new crush bar. Clipped out a little bit because it should have been clipped in, and it just moved. It doesn't look too bad, you know. I'm just gonna put it back in, and should be an easy one. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use one of the bolts right there, so I can connect the subframe with the chassis. All I need to do is align that point and that point to tiny holes right there. Maybe you can see it right there. So that hole needs to connect with this rubber cushion, and I'm gonna fix that one quick, so just so it looks exactly the same as this one. I'm just gonna disconnect the AC condenser first, because I need some movement, but let's do it slowly, because we don't want to break this bolt. Take your time, don't rush it. No point to break a bolt at this stage, because that will just delay everything. Got some GT85, which is the equivalent of WD-40. Okay, now the bolts are out. Let's try to bring it back to the place where it needs to be. That's better. Let's slide it in place, and now we're just gonna put the bolts together. Get the bolt, they're both in place. There we go. Next stage, the bottom now. So now we need to line the radiator. First the bottom. Perfect. Superb. It's in place. So now you can see what I'm doing. Just one bolt I'm going to use at the moment, because like I said, I'm going to order new ones. Very slowly. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, for now I should do. Now, next stage. That's done. Should I install the crash bar? So before I install the crash bar, some of the threads gonna have to be chased. Yeah, I'll show you what I mean. So 7 out of 8 are good, but one of them I don't really need it. I could use well the 7, but you know me, I'm gonna have to do this perfectly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show what I need to do and how to do it as well. How to change the threads. Okay, let's do it. So this is what I mean. So this is the threads. You can see it perfectly. 8 of these bolts gonna go in, and they need to snugly get in. Yep. There we go. And all of them, they look good. All of them look nice, the way they should be. But there is one, this one here. This one is gone. The thread is gone. And if I show you, if I try to tighten the bolt just doesn't grip, and that's it. There is no way to go in. It's just, and if you go deeper, you will see there's parts of it coming out right at the back. Yeah, just thread from previous bolt. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to chase that thread, and for that, yes, we do have the tools. As always, we're gonna use one of these, and they're very good, by the way. Don't go with the cheap one. You will have the difference between the metric, the NF, and the NC. So they're all different. As you can see, the threads, they chase differently. So this one that we have obviously is a metric one, but to find the right size, all we need to do is come and see if somehow between this and that they're very similar. But one of those, in these cars, the M10 is one of the most used. So the easiest way we've got is, now that we know it's metric, M12 will be too big, M8 obviously will be too tight, and M10 will be perfect. So that's what we're looking for. Now that we know it's an M10, what we do, we equally go across and we find 10 size. This will be the nut size in case you want to thread a bolt, and this will be the bolt to thread the nut size. So what we do, let's go to the neighbor. It should have been perfect. There we go. That's what we need. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna place on this side, and there we go. That's what it is at the moment. So how we do it now, we use the 13 socket. You just place over it, and then it cannot be simpler than this. That's up. And then when it gets tighter, don't force it. Bring it back. Because this will be removing material, so your threads on this tool will start getting fuller and fuller and fuller of material. But we need to cut it through. That's the most important. There we go. I'm happy with that. Yep, I'm very happy. It comes freely now. I think I might even be able to use my own hands. There we go. And that's the residue that's inside. Good thing is that now, that should be clear. We put it to test. What we do, we use the original bolt, put it through, and see how it goes. Okay, it's offering you a little bit of resistance, but at least it's got, perfect. Look at that, it's gripping where it should be, because that will be the difference of the material from the crash bar. So that's what we need. There we go. Now we install the crash bar. And here we have both crash bars next to each other. That's the new one. Well, second-hand one we're gonna use. It's in perfect condition, but next to the one that was involved in an accident, you can see that, yeah, there was a massive hit. We're talking about 8 centimeters to 9. Yeah, He lost the bounce here. It's all in. He kinked in. So yeah, it's quite a lot. But yeah, so we got a new one anyway. I'm gonna install this one on that beauty. Let's go. Tried. I can't. I'm gonna have to go and fix these bolts because they look disgusting. Look at this one. What is this? Let's go and fix it. Okay, we're back. Much better now. One done. Okay, that's done. Perfect. It's in exactly place where it should have been, which is good. Hello everyone, we're back, and weather is slightly better today, not raining. It's a bit dumb, but let's hope the weather will stay like that and it won't rain at all. That way we can do more progress on Toyota Aygo, because that's where we are at the moment. So we are, as you've been following me recently, we changed the project, so now we've got Toyota Aygo to go. And on the last episode, if you recall, I've installed the under tray, which supports the radiator, so that's already installed. We installed the new crash bar because if you recall, the previous one was kinked way past repair. So those two new parts here, they've been installed today. We are going to focus on the suspension and try to align that wheel, and also we'll see what we can do. But hopefully I'll be able to pre-install the bumper so we know how it looks like, and then we tackle the lights because the lights are broken as well, so we're gonna have to repair them. Could just buy new ones, but that wouldn't be DIY's job, that would just be an assembly job. So, because we know this channel is all about DIY. If you recall, the impact came from this side and not a front direct impact. Good that the ABS did not activate, which is amazing. If it did, it would be more costly. But yeah, as you can see, this wheel straight, and this one is totally turning in. The plan of attack today is replace this wishbone, which has suffered the most impact, which is causing this wheel to turn in, put the main wheel back to sea, because previously, if you can see the space by the wishbone moving, it moved as well the wheel, so the wheel cannot turn properly, and also it's facing in. So hopefully once the wishbone is swapped, it goes back to its initial place, and that'll be it. Okay, now we've got a better picture of what's going on. Let's have a look. Okay, first impressions. Rusty discs, that's okay. I don't think this is bent, which is okay. Yeah, this is definitely touching. I hope he has not damaged it too much. Let's hope. Let's just see. This obviously looks moved because the only point of connection is from the top. There we go. So that's the only point of attachment there, which is a single bolt. So it's not even a 3-point attachment, like for example the BMW and the cars. But this one, once this retracts out to the right place, this should be okay. This is what I mean. See? That totally bent. This supposed to be flattish, not. Once I'll remove it, I'll show you how it looks like compared with the new one. But yeah, definitely, this is where it took the impact. I hope this bushing is okay, but it will come with a new one as well. It's no problem. I hope the sway bar is not bent either, because there's a lot of movement to play here, which is good to not affect that. And yeah, okay, first of all, let's remove that. To remove that, let's disassemble the brake pad first. So now that I've gotten a place where you can see what I'm doing, I'm gonna start by removing these two bolts, which are holding the brake caliper sliders. I'm gonna start by removing them. I'm gonna wire brush them a little bit. Just be careful, because this is a brake pad, and I'm not gonna say all of them, they shouldn't, but depending on the countries, and obviously if you buy something on eBay, or I don't know which brake pad has been installed or which aftermarket it is, but some brake pads do contain asbestos particles. Please be careful when you're removing one of these, especially if you wire brush them, because it's gonna go anywhere, and the only place you don't want it to go is your lungs. So just be careful. Use a mask. But yeah, stay safe. Let me just go and turn the wheel the other way around. This way I'll get much more access and space. And yeah, now we can clearly see the level of damage. Right there. That totally bent. Yeah. Anyway, let's remove it. And like I said, it's a 13mm bolt. It should come out easily. There we go. They don't require too much torque. Yes, if you have the tools, just use them. No point to buy the tools if you're not going to use them, right? Okay. That's it. Now they should just slide out easily, just like that. I'm gonna leave it here for now. I might just cable tie it in a second, but next stage, brake pads, brackets. Of course, it's a 17mm, like I've done this before, right? Go the other way around. There we go. Just lose them a little bit with the breaker bar. It makes it always easier. And now you know why I turned the wheel this way, because it's much easier for access. Now the bolts should just come out as easy as. Beautiful, and not rusty. And nothing, because the car is pretty brand new, so you can see the bolts are in perfect mint conditions. Okay, let me just have a look at these brake pads, because my friend said the sister was complaining about the brakes even before the accident happening. So I wonder if someone changed the brake pads, but not the discs. Because looking at the state of these discs, there's a lot of lip bite right there. It's a lot of lip bite. Talking about 2 to 3 millimeters, which is not ideal, especially. Yeah, they're very rusty, and there's a big lip. Especially, yeah, I can see what happened already, but let me see. Let me show you. See? These pads, amazing. Beautiful. Possibly aftermarket. Definitely. But the reason why I know these discs are much older than these pads, because these pads are brand new. They're beautiful. They suffered a lot already, considering they're brand new. But you can see what happens is this. You go and buy a brand new brake pads. Amazing. You go to MOT and you say your brake pads are worn due to limitations, blah 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 blah. And then they swap this. But they never swap the disc. Or just grind it, at least polish them a little bit, take off that curve that's right there. Because to be honest with you, the disc still got a lot of life, but this lip here was caused by the previous pad, not this one. So what's gonna happen is this. When you put the new pad in place, this will happen. See right there? Should have been sit flush like this and not like that. That gap right there, that's air traveling, that's dust, brake dust, everything will travel there. And that, you will not allow it to brake perfectly. That no matter what, you will feel vibration, you will fail, you will chew, and you become dead. So right now the brake pad is sitting in the wrong place, where it shouldn't, which is about on the inside of the disc. And every time it breaks, it collects rust, debris, and yeah, that's not good. Anyway, I'm gonna suggest definitely to buy a new disc, because I would not want to put the car back on the road knowing that the brakes will be sitting like that. Yeah, that's not ideal. So yeah, every time you change your discs, you should change your pads. Every time you change your pads, you should change your discs, because I'm pretty sure that did not help on the car sliding and hitting the wall. Also, I'm gonna brush wire all of this before I install it. But for today, let's just focus on the wishbone.